Hello everybody, yes, it's Vidya, and welcome back to another tutorial on the TwinPlayz channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about making a limited time Brainrot shop purchase, whatever you call it, just a limited time shop for you guys to put into your game. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications. It means so much to me, everybody, and I really appreciate you guys. I did kind of just get off my sickness, and I did just finish my midterm, so I'm going to be making some more videos here. But yeah, so we're going to get straight into this. Join the Discord. And if you're part of the membership, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you guys, and we're talking to you every day in the Discord. But yeah, just to go actually straight into that, let's hop right into Studio. Okay, so like I was mentioning before, if you're part of the Discord membership or the YouTube membership, you have access to everything. I did just post the kit right here for you guys. But yeah, so basically, going out with this. Now, what we're going to be doing is you're going to go in the description and you're going to grab this right here if you're not part of the membership, of course. But you feel free to just open this up and grab it and download it. This also works for Mobile Studio Lite users, so feel free to grab this. Now, we're going to be doing a few things today. I want you to know that you do need to have this kit right here. So this is the one that I made. It doesn't need to look exactly like this, of course. It just needs to be the kit that we've been working on together. The last video, we talked about the GUIs and the index and everything, so that's kind of what we left off with. But yeah, so we're going to go straight into this. Okay, I'm going to actually just show you how, an example of what this is and how you guys can use it. Now, I actually only made it so you can do one, but I am going to make it so there's another tutorial that's just like a stand, but you can only do one at the moment. And I actually recommend you only do one because there's no reason to do more than one. But yeah, so you buy it and you click buy, and then it will say you received your thing that you have. So I've received my lit cat, which is what I bought. And then it goes and spawns into your base. I need to work on some sounds because I kind of forgot about that, but it's okay. Now, there is some protection calls where if your base is full, it's going to refund you and it's not going to process. So that's something we added into this, or I added into this. And then, of course, I actually did a few other things, which I'll talk about. But with server luck and all those kind of things, we had to change a few things, which I'll kind of talk about with you guys because there's a few errors which we had to go through. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to head to your game, and this is mine, so I'm actually just going to put this over here, and we are going to head to your game right here, and there's a few things we need to do. Okay, so I want you guys to just search up process for C or go to server script service, and there's this server luck right here. You guys are actually going to just delete this script. Okay, we're going to delete this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our toolbox and whatever we just grabbed, right? And we're going to grab that model. Okay, so feel free to grab the model, and let me just full screen. And in this, okay, we have a few things. We have a lot of stuff, actually. So I'm going to just show you how to ungroup it real quick. So starter player scripts, we're going to put this in starter player and put it in there, okay? You can drag it. You can do Control U. You can right-click it. Control X and then Control C, or Control V, sorry. But just drag these into here, whatever's easier, okay? And then server storage. We're going to put this into server storage like this, okay? So right there. And then we are going to put this module inside of modules and server storage, okay? Right here. Now, guys, there's a lot of ways to organize these things. I'm probably going to redo all of this in the final kit. I will be doing that, but yeah. So this is what it should look like. Okay, you should have purchase handlers, and then you should have modules. Now, what we're using for purchase handlers, which I'll talk about later, is we're going to be using this to make, like, eggs, forever pack, just all these certain things, which I'll talk about later, which is with the developer product system, or the monetization system, you can call it. So we're going to just delete these. And then we have server script service. So put this in here. This handles a few things which I'll talk about. And then we're going to put this in the replicated storage remote.events. Okay, so remotes and then events. Okay, so we just added a new event here. Limited stock change. Okay, and then you can read this. What we need to do is, delete server luck, ungroup following, and we need a code limited display. So we're going to code limited display real quick, or go into that. And then we are going to, talk about how the system works. Actually, well, we can kind of go into that first. So basically with limited display, I'm going to just open mine real quick to make sure I'm not messing anything up. But so right here, we have a stock key, a max stock, and a product ID. So this actually goes for all of the other stocks, which I'll talk about. But so limited stock service, we don't need to worry about. This basically just grabs a stock service to make sure we have the right one. But in purchase handlers, we have limited thing handler, okay? So in here, we're actually going to look at a few things, okay? So opening them both up, you actually can see I already programmed it for you. So max stock in limited display should be 200. Okay, just like this. Now you can set this to whatever you want. So with the machine. Oh, I forgot to give you guys the machine. Okay, let me grab that. Wait, did I forget to give you guys? I did forget to give you guys. Let me forget that real quick. Okay, I don't know if I'm tripping, but so I think I did show you guys. You could just get this online in the description. So feel free to grab the link. I think I already said that. Okay, so basically in here, I actually have the workspace right here. You're going to put this in map. Okay, so just put that under map like this. And you should have a machines folder in the limited time. I'll delete the rest of that. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm just going to put this right here. Okay, so technically if I played the game, it actually would work. But there's just one thing we need to do, which is configuring the rest of this. So in stock key, okay, so this is where we're going to talk about stock key. This is basically what I did here. We have stock and I did lit cat, okay? You do not need to do lit cat. It could be like thing, okay? So we could call it thing. But if you do change it for this, you have to change it for the handler. So just remember that. Anything you change in limited display should be changed in limited handler, okay? And I'll also go into how this works. But so I'm going to stay with stock lit cat because that's just what we want to do. But that's just the stock. So how this works too is when you want to do a new limited time event like purchase, so you can't do two like I was talking about. You have to, that's a whole different programming kind of thing. If you wanted to make a new one that you would be using later on, you would customize a stand, which we're going to talk about later, and you just make a new one and you would call a new stock. Okay, this is a save key, by the way, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. So you would just save this as like litcat2 or whatever. So this is for your next one that you're doing, okay? And then make sure you change it also in this one. So they got to match. Just make sure they match. Okay, and then product ID. So your product ID is basically just a dev product ID. Now, you can do this on your phone by making a new dev product or go to monetization, go to developer products, and make a new one. Okay, so we'll make a new one just for fun. Go edit, and we'll go like buy limited thing, okay? And we'll say $199, and then we'll click save. If you're on your phone, you should be able to do this through your phone. And then buy limited thing and copy ID. And then you can just go in here and paste it into the product ID, okay? So once we do that, we just need to program a few things, okay? Which is just down here, which I'll talk about. Let me just grab this and bring this over here because I almost forgot about that. Okay, so what we're going to program is right here, the stock change on client event. And then we are going to do this prompt trigger, okay? So on client event, when we change the stock, what we're going to do is we're going to do if key is not equal to then stock key, we're going to then return end. So we're basically not going to do it because the stock key doesn't match the key that was sent through on the client event. Now, we're going to grab the current stock and we're going to set it to the new stock, okay? Once we do that, we're going to do update display. That's just to double check that we're updating display, and that's going to change the stock, okay? If that makes sense. So we're using this local variable, which is max stock, so it's 200. Its current stock is 200. Then what we're doing is we're going to update display. So when we join the game, it's going to say we have 200 out of 200 left, okay, out of these two. And then we're going to do prompt enable is we're going to double check that the current stock is greater than 0. So if it's not 0, like we don't have, let's say we have 0 in stock, like everyone bought them all out, we're going to disable the prompt, okay? So this is a false or true statement right here. And then basically what we're doing is on client event, we're going to double check the key. We're going to set the current stock, this variable, to this new stock that we sent through the server, and we are going to update the display once again. But this is a global variable, so it's basically going to, it's updated in general, so it's going to know already what it is. Now, on the prompt triggered, this one's pretty easy as well. So if current stock is less than or equal to 0, then we return end, okay? So we're just going to say we don't need to do that, and we can do that. Now, we could also go here, we could go, if we want to, then we could do return. We could be like prompt dot, enabled equals false, but we don't really want to do that just because we want to make sure that you know, we'd have to make sure we re-enable it, but that's just what we would do later, which I don't really worry about that. But yeah, you could disable it. But okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do marketplace service, and we're going to do prompt product purchase, and this is where we're going to send basically players.player ID players.localplayer, sorry, not player ID. Wait. Local player, sorry. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Okay, and we're gonna do product ID, just like that. Okay. Yeah. So, my head's been moving today. Okay, so product ID right here, we're gonna send this product ID. So what that's gonna do is gonna prompt the purchase. That's literally what it's doing. It's just prompting it, and it's gonna send it to us. Okay, so it's done basically in that part. But you're probably wondering, how do I do the limited thing? How does it work? So right here, I made a custom one. It doesn't really matter. This is just my own character. But what we're going to do in this limited thing handler is we have a lit cat, we have a rarity, and a mutation. So in here, you basically want to go and look and find a thing that you have. So to do that, you just go to server storage, go to your things, and look through these folders. Okay, remember, these are the mutations. Inside of each mutation is the rarities. So let's say I chose for this one example, I did default mutation. So we're going to write out default, and then we're going to do the rarity. So one of these. So I chose secret. Now, you have to make sure you look inside of these. So for secret, I wanted to give him a lit cat. So that's what this is right here. If I wanted to go inside a mythic and give him meower, I'd go and put meower in thing name, and then I'd go rarity is mythic and mutation is default. Now, same thing again. If you want to do rainbow mutation, you'd go rainbow mutation, and we would put the same thing either way. Now, traits is also very simple. You would just go like demon, or you'd go fog, or you'd go like this, and you just go clouds, you know. Very, very simple to do. And you could just do one if you want. So, but if you need more than one, you go here and you go fog like that, okay? So feel free to do that. I recommend you leave traits blank, up to you, but you can also just add them in. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, so this script basically just handles, you know, getting a slot, and then it does the grant. So this right here basically handles us making sure that the players like actually purchase the item, and then it fires to the clients, okay? I had some issues with this, so it took me a while. But you guys are probably wondering, what did I do? Why do we have like these purchase handlers, okay? I'm going to explain to something real quick to you. So we have the server luck handler. So basically what I did is I actually moved that server luck stuff into one script, and I put it in the new handlers, okay? So these handlers, we're going to be making new ones, are going to be what handle all of the giving of the functions. So like server luck grants server luck to the service. Now you're probably like, why are we doing that? Well, because we need to double check that we're giving these products based off of the actual purchase system using Roblox's process receipts. So in here, this is just a simple script that's going to handle like, you don't even have to call it this. Like we can just call it like, I don't know. We could just call it like purchases. Like it doesn't really matter. But yeah, basically this would be purchases. And then this is the receipt router, I guess you could call it. So what this does is this handles all of the modules. So right here, we're going to require all the modules based on their, you know, the product ID, things like that. And we are going to require them. So that's what we're doing. We're requiring them, okay? This is going to load the modules. So when we load the modules, then we do everything else which is inside of them, okay, right? But we have to do a process receipt function. So you guys are probably like, okay, what does that really do? This is what handles our purchases, let's say that. So basically, why I did this was because at first we had a server luck, that server luck script that we deleted, and that handled just server luck, and it's a process receipt. You can't call it twice on a server. At first, I made this limited thing like literally an hour ago, and I did it twice, and I was like, oh shoot, there's two of them. I didn't realize that. You can't do that because that overrides it. So you need one receipt handler that handles all your purchases in your game. Only one, and what I mean is this process receipt right here. Marketplace service dot process receipt equals this function that we made. So what this does is it checks and makes sure that we purchase grant, okay? We send the purchase, it goes through. And then right here, this is like not processed yet. So we tell that it wasn't processed. So no purchase handler, things like that. And then like not processed again, retry later. And then we set async right here, which is the purchase history store, which we used. This was actually used in the Roblox documentation. You don't have to do a store, but that's what it said. So yeah, I was just using the documentation that I mentioned. But yeah, so that's basically it with that part. That basically handles all the processes and the receipts. Now you're probably wondering, how do I actually customize this? Okay. So GUI part, you can customize. There's like a point script if you want to add like a light. So feel free to touch with that if you want, guys. It's up to you. And then there is a billboard GUI. This has the text. So if you want to change the fonts and everything, go through here and feel free to change all the fonts, the text, anything like that. This one actually has a UI gradient. So if you want to make it like a different color, you can go down here and also just like change all these right here. Okay. So that kind of touches model with all that stuff. So once we do that, we have a TwinPlayz right here. So this is a custom character. Now you're probably wondering, how do I do a custom character? So very simple to do, you guys. You actually will just go inside your things module again. Go find one that you like. So I'm going to grab Meowers and Legendary. Okay, I'm going to just grab them out. and I'm going to go and put them into limited time right here. I'm going to put paste, and I'm going to actually go inside TwinPlayz, and I'm going to get these 2 models right here, okay? So I'm going to grab those 2 things, and I'm going to paste this into here. So what that is an idle animations. You can delete me after that. And then there's a few things you have to do. So I'm just going to bring them right here, and I'm going to do like Control R or whatever to do this. But you just have to drag those 2 things. You do not need them, though. I will be honest, you do not need them. If you want to make it so it just sits here, and it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything, you just delete these. You won't need it. And then all you have to do, you guys, is make sure these things are anchored. Now, if you're using an animation, you have to make sure everything, it's actually already preset because you're grabbing your character if you did it right, the ones that you made. Your humanoid root part should be the only thing anchored, okay? Everything else should be unanchored. Make sure that's true. And then also turn on Can Collide on all your things. So it should just look like this. And then idle animation, this just does the animation, which is looping through and playing an animation on the cat. So to grab this, you just change this ID right here. To do that, you just go to your replicated storage, go to your configuration, go to modules, go to things. So this is the things that we had. And I had it for Meowers. So I'm going to go to my idle animation and grab that ID. I'm going to go back to him, go to idle animation, and paste. Just like that. So now Meowers is going to have an idle animation to him. If I want to move him up so he like is not, he's just like floating or something, I can do that. So Meowers, I want you to have a thing. I want you to go up. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to click play. Now if this doesn't work, I'm actually going to cry. Okay, we'll see. So, so here we have his shop, server luck, purchase. Yeah, so there we go. Server luck, we had that little notification that popped up. I actually updated my notification system because this one wasn't working too well. But so here we go. So now you can see I can look through it. The Can Collide is off, on, so I need to fix that. But you kind of get the point here. So now it comes up right here, and I'll click and I'll do buy. Holy crap, how many rebirths do I have? And then there we go, received. It's popped up, and then it goes 199, and it's in our base. So Meowers is somewhere over here, but I'd have to grab him. But where did he go? Actually, Meowers, where are you? Is he in here? He should be in here. I'm tripping, no? Oh, yeah. I'm being stupid. Meowers is just the different name that I had, but it was actually this one right here. So as you can tell, it was a secret, right? So like I said, depending on the mutations and the things you want, you have to configure that in the settings. But there you go. So now your thing is configured, and it should just work fine, you guys. But like I said, you guys, we're going to be updating this entire shop. So that's the reason I wanted to just do this whole system right now, because we're going to be updating it. And then, yeah, there's Max Reapers. That's funny. And on one of our videos, we talked about this, which is great. But yeah, so this kind of goes into everything, and you should be good. Now, if you want to customize this prompt, I actually am making videos on that. I'm going to make a video on customizing prompt. I did it on a short form video, but, you know, I want to do probably another one. But yeah, in here, you can actually just go to the root part and go to proximity prompt. And you could do, like, limited to pet. You could just go, like, limited, like, Brainrot. And then you could go E, which is, like, max activation distance. Maybe 5 is better. And we could do, like, purchase for the text, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is about it, you guys. Now, I hope you did follow this tutorial, because it won't work for you if you didn't. But for those who are watching, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. And thank you for everyone who's part of the membership. And thank you guys just for being here. Really appreciate you all. But yeah, so I will see you in the next video. I have a lot of videos planned. I do have the fuse machine coming up. It's just kind of taking me a second because I got to make sure everything works great. It's having some issues, but it's okay. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.